Well, we're going to switch gears today. In this video, we've got a little something that that I've been waiting to do for a little while, and I'm pretty excited to do this. So, for those who haven't seen it, this is my drag slash. This is a little RC no prep drag car. We've been running it pretty good. This thing runs really hard. It's on a stock chassis. We've been going 70 miles an hour plus. We're running a DRK 160 speed controller. We got a nice little setup here, and this thing is a hot little rocket. But it's time to go to the next level with it. I want to try and shed some weight. I want to try and add some adjustability, bring this thing up to speed, as far up to speed as we can, at least, and still maintain all of the Traxxas running gear and suspension and stuff. And to do that, I picked up a chassis kit for it. So this is a leading edge chassis kit. Should be pretty sweet. You can see it's all carbon stuff. Comes with a wheelie bar. We've got all the goodies to go with it. So hardware and whatnot. This is basically what I would consider close to a max effort setup, considering what we have on board. So we'll see if we can get this thing to go a little bit quicker. I'd like to see some consistent 132 foot times under 2 seconds. That's the key. Right now it touches 1.9, but it doesn't do it consistently. And I think that if we can shed some weight off of this thing, that'd be a huge plus. I was told by the guy who makes this kit that it's possible to pull about 300 grams off of this between going from a stock drag slash to his carbon setup. So that would be a massive weight reduction. I think that's like a little over half a pound, I think. So hopefully we can get that out of this setup, at least 200 grams off of it, just to get it as light as possible. We are running a GNSS that adds a little bit of weight. We've got a couple of other electronics on here that add some weight. So we're pretty heavy. And also I've got supports all over it, body supports, so maybe we can get rid of some of that stuff. We got a new body coming for it as well. That's going to be exciting. It's a R35 body from Protoform. I'm super excited. It's on pre-order. We've also got some new wheels and tires that are coming for this. So we're going to do a whole revamp of this thing. But the first thing that I want to do is get this chassis together. And I don't know if we're going to be able to use this body still. We'll see. I also have the G body over there tucked away, the Malibu. So we can try that one as well until the R35 gets here. So let's get started. I'm going to get this thing together. I'll spare you guys the details as usual. Maybe show you a couple of details, but nothing too much. And we'll get this together. And just like that, TV magic, and a couple hours later, we've got the chassis put together and it's ready to rip. We're ready for a test hit. I'm digging how it sits. I went ahead and upgraded, or actually I redid the mounts on the back. So take this off. Take a look underneath here. Here we can see that down. This is the chassis, all fully assembled. As you can see, it's all carbon, really nice. I weighed this whole setup. This is a full race weight setup with everything on it, body included, ready to rip. It was at 5 pounds, 1 ounce. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's a little bit of a weight savings off of the factory. And it should translate in the scale quarter. So we've got everything set up. I really like how this chassis mounts the steering servo. As you can see, it's centrally mounted and it's direct as well, just like kind of like a pan car. So you've got direct linkage to the steering, so the steering is going to be a lot tighter. We're not going to have any play at all side to side. So that should help keeping us straight. We're also running a much smaller shock. You can see I repurposed some associated shocks off of a TC3 that I have. And They fit perfect. So we got on-road shocks in the front now. It's a much lower profile setup. The mounts for the body are out farther forward, and there's a support here. So that helps incredibly with stability. Savox, servo, forgot to mention, digital. We have the GNSS on here as well, so no weight savings at all. And I have my little gyro tucked in there. So this is full weight. We are not messing around with weight. Again, 3-turn. This is the test setup. We're going to go ahead and run this and see what it does. I'm also using the wheelie bar too. This is the leading edge wheelie bar. You can see it's a single wheel now, so a little bit of weight savings there as well. Nice turnbuckle here for adjust height and tension. We've got it set pretty level. Here's what I did with the mounts in the back. I went ahead and created a more stable mounting here, so there's no flex there anymore. Before, this was the whole thing would do this and the whole body would kind of move. So under speed, I can only imagine that it would kind of go with one way or the other and kind of lose its stability. So that should cut down on that for sure. Still waiting on the new tires and wheels that we have coming. We've got a new setup that we're going to be trying out. So stay tuned for that. But so far, I am really digging this leading edge chassis. Really cool. And we'll see how it functions. So next we're going to take it out, do some test hits, and see what that does. There's not much movement in the front end. Still has some though, which is fine. And I might add some limiters too in the front here because we are able to bottom out, and I don't want that. We don't need to be touching. So I might put little tiny limiters in here just to keep that front end from touching the ground. And we'll make some adjustments in the back here to make sure that this thing tracks pretty hard out of the hole. But I think we've got a pretty good base setup as it is. So look at this kid.
It's so fun.
I went to a car show and I found some friends.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Long time no see.
Boom! How do you like the Varla?
Is that what this thing's called?
Yeah.
You got the craziest names for your electronics.
You want one?
What's the other one called?
I'll get you one.
The Guibo, the Servant.
Dude, there's a jet ski scooter.
That's what I thought when you said you were bringing the jet ski. I thought it was you riding around.
I just got played.
I know.
I'm going home.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's doing endos.
Chris, you know what the cars?
Say again?
You know where that trailer is for cars?
No, I think they should not down.
No,
We need to test it out.
All right, I turned up the acceleration a little bit. Is it better now with acceleration?
It's honestly harder to ride, but it's more fun.
Yeah?
So just fucking...
This dude's doing wheelies. He's out of control. We're out here at Fuel Fest, and we're having some fun. Whoa! It's like 12 o'clock. One time. So it just spiced up TJ and Adam's tunes on their 350Zs, and now they're gonna go drift. I'm gonna go see if I can go catch them and see what it looks like, because man, this sounds good. Fuel Fest turned out to be a banger.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen.
Sneak up in the back.
Yeah.
So the good news is, if you're a real Fast and Furious fan, we are about to start shooting Fast and Furious 10 in May. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. But one more time, I know we're having a lot of sound issues. It sounds terrible, but I just wanted to come up here and show some love, do a couple songs because I love what's going on here today. It's all about unity. All the craziness and all of the terrible things that's happening in the world today, this brings balance. This is about unity. This is about people coming together. This is about love.
Always a great time hanging out with Adam, TJ, and seeing a lot of great people, fans out there. Cody Walker, great meeting him, and just a stand-up dude. I'm so glad this show was able to come to the East Coast because it's a real West Coast vibe show. But obviously, you know, the East Coast cars were I don't want to say different, but we're a little different. And it's good to see that vibe come here. It was nice to see Ludacris. Just an overall really, really fun day. Drifting, car show, great food, music, everything all together. So Fuel Fest, definitely thumbs up for sure. It was funny to see Adam riding the Varla. That scooter is so much fun. I just used it, drove the whole place over and over again. We were trading off. We used it all day. I even went to my shop and back a couple of times to get stuff and didn't even get halfway low on the battery. So great scooter. Adam wants one. So Varla, if you're watching, help him out. Did a couple more things here I want to show on this chassis. We're getting close to a test, and I went ahead and fortified a couple of areas. One of the things I did was I added a couple of little tie rods or bars here that will just hold the body up so it doesn't flex. So that'll help a lot there. This tower is still plastic, so it's got some flex in it, but that'll help immensely there. The other thing I did was underneath all of these screws, I put some spacers to get this kind of boxed, as you can see. So we sandwiched in some nylon spacers, and that creates like a box effect, which will strengthen the frame here. So we'll get less flex there for sure. I'm not too sure if that's gonna do much, but every little bit I think contributes to the rigidity of the entire system. So this thing is ready to test again. I'm gonna take it out probably this week sometime, and we'll see what it does. But race weight, 5 pounds, 2 ounces on the dot. So we got our scale here. Let's see, I can load this up. This zero out, there we go. So we got our chassis on there, that's 4.7 pounds. And then we got our body here, this body. Some body's not gonna be quite as heavy, but there you go, 5.19. Put the little pins on it, and it's 5.2. So this is gonna be, I think, a perfect little setup on the drag slash. This is, I want to say, final form for this drag slash. From here, we're gonna probably end up getting a different chassis, but let's see what this one does. We'll take it out and we'll just feel it up, see what it does. I'm expecting this to be about a tenth faster, I would say, roughly. Just considering the weight loss that we've got. We've dropped over the stock slash, which is 5.2 pounds without the battery, or I think something around there. So we've dropped about a half a pound or more, 3/4 of a pound off of the drag slash weight from the factory. And that's a pretty big reduction for a little car like this. So that should help out a lot in the acceleration. And maybe it'll help a little in the top end too. We'll see. Traction is going to be the key. So fingers crossed. Let's see what she does.